Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to our third major source for our Unit 3, which is, of course, our Forgiveness and Revenge unit. We are going to be answering the question, which is better, forgiving people or taking out revenge on people who have done you wrong? So what's better, virtue or vengeance, forgiveness or revenge? And of course, we have already read two very important sources before this. The first one was by far the most important source we're going to be using, and that was Let South Africa Show the World How to Forgive. And we learned a lot about why it's better to forgive than take out revenge. And that was not just theory, that was actually in practice. That really happened. The whole Truth Commission of South Africa and whatnot, and the idea that it is healthier for you to forgive people than to take out your revenge. That was source one. Source two, we read Forgiveness Defined, which told us more about what it is to forgive and the powers that it gives you and how good it can be for you, and how it helps you to move forward in your life. And today we're going to be reading our third major source. It's called The Power of Forgiveness. It is another article that is going to give you reasons why it is better to forgive people than to take out your revenge, because it's healthier for you and for your future. So let's go. The Power of Forgiveness. Okay, the REACH method teaches how to overcome lingering bad feelings towards someone who did you wrong, published in May of 2019. Okay, almost everyone has experienced being wronged by someone. It could be a former coworker, friend, or family member. But hanging on to those negative feelings can do great harm to your health. I mean, just that is a really great sentence. But hanging on to these negative feelings can do great harm to your health. So one of the reasons why it is better to forgive is because holding on to your negative feelings is actually bad for you. Right? Consider the following quote from The Power of Forgiveness. Boom. But that just tells us that it's bad for you. I'd rather have some more details and examples. Let's see if we can get more. Okay, forgiving a person who has wronged you is never easy, but dwelling on those events and reliving them over and over can fill your mind with negative thoughts and suppressed anger. There you go. There's actual fact. It is actually better to forgive people than to take out revenge for many reasons. Consider the following quote from The Power of Forgiveness. And then you would say, forgiving a person who has wronged you is never easy, but dwelling on those events and reliving them over and over can fill your mind with negative thoughts and suppressed anger. This quote clearly shows that harboring on negative feelings against somebody who did you wrong is very bad for you. It causes you to have negative thoughts and it fills your body with anger, which is going to end up having you not be as happy as you can be. This is important because it proves that forgiveness is better than revenge. Boom. Says Dr. Tyler VanderWeel, co-director of the Initiative on Health, Religion, and Spirituality at the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. Yet when you learn to forgive, you are no longer trapped by the past actions of others and can finally feel free. I would, not for nothing, ladies and gentlemen, but that quote that I just read about negative thoughts and suppressed anger shows you the negative actions of revenge. And then you can give another quote. And not only is it good to not have revenge because it will cause negative thoughts and feelings, but it is actually better to do forgiveness because it will make you feel better. Consider another quote from The Power of Forgiveness. Yet, when you learn to forgive, you are no longer trapped by the past actions of others and can finally feel free. This quote clearly shows that forgiveness is the better way to go because it helps you to get past the problems and to move forward and feel free in your life. This is important because it, again, shows that forgiveness is better than revenge. Wow, this essay is writing itself. Learning to let go. Okay, there are two sides to forgiveness, decisional and emotional. Decisional forgiveness involves a conscious choice to replace ill will with goodwill. You no longer wish bad things to happen to that individual, says Dr. VanderWeel. This is often quicker and easier to accomplish. So one of the sides of forgiveness is not wishing bad things to happen to that other person. For emotional forgiveness, you move away from those negative feelings and no longer dwell on the wrongdoing. Emotional forgiveness is much harder and takes longer, as it's common for those feelings to return on a regular basis, says Dr. VanderWeel. This often happens when you think about the offender or something triggers the memory. Or, pardon me, I pressed the wrong button, you still suffer from the adverse consequences of the action. Practicing forgiveness can have powerful health benefits. Think about this. Observational studies and even some randomized trials suggest that forgiveness is associated with lower levels of depression, anxiety, and hostility, reduced substance abuse, higher self-esteem, and greater life satisfaction. OMG. What a fantastic sentence. So, and in fact, 3 of them right there. Forgiveness is much better than revenge for many reasons. In fact, it has many health. It helps you to feel. It's better for your health. Consider the following quotes from The Power of Forgiveness. Practicing forgiveness can have powerful health benefits. Observational studies and even some randomized trials suggest that forgiveness associated with lower levels of depression, anxiety, hostility, reduced substance abuse, higher self-esteem, and greater life satisfaction. This quote clearly shows that forgiving people is much better for your health for so many reasons. It helps you not be depressed. It gets over your anxiety. It makes you less angry at people and the world. It keeps people from doing drugs and alcohol. It makes them feel better about themselves. And of course, it makes them have a happier life. This is important because it shows why forgiveness is better. I mean, these quotes are fabulous from this from this article. Yet forgiving people is not always easy. Not that men can't forgive, but for some it's more of a struggle, says Dr. Vanderweel. It's not clear why, but perhaps these men have learned to suppress certain emotions. It also can be difficult for men to admit to themselves that there was this great offense that still bothers them, says Dr. Vanderweel, reaching for a solution. One of the best ways to practice forgiveness is with the REACH method. REACH stands for recall, emphasize, altruistic gift, commit, and hold. Here's a look at each step. Recall. The first step is to recall the wrongdoing in an objective way. The goal is to not think of the person in a negative light, nor to wallow in self-pity, but to come to a clear understanding of the wrong that was done. Visualize the person and situation and all the feelings that come with it. Don't push aside anything, especially if it makes you feel angry or upset. Okay, so the first thing you should do is recall, remember it, and think about it. Don't hide anything. Actually understand what happened to you. Empathize. Next, try to understand the other person's point of view regarding why he or she hurt you, but without minimizing or downplaying the wrong that was done. So try to put yourself in the other person's shoes. Why did they do that nasty or negative thing to you? Sometimes the wrongdoing was not personal, but due to something the other person was dealing with. Maybe they were just having a bad day. Maybe it wasn't about you at all. Maybe they were having a problem with somebody else and they took it out on you. People who attack others are sometimes themselves in a state of fear, worry, and hurt, says Dr. Vanderweel. They often don't think when they hurt others, and they just lash out. Altruistic gift. This step is about addressing your own shortcomings. Recall a time when you treated someone harshly and were forgiven. That's a really good thing. So they say, you know what, if you're having problems forgiving people, well, think about a time when someone forgave you and how hard it was for them to do it and how much better you felt about the fact that they did, how you were able to move forward with your relationship with that person. How did it make you feel? Recognizing this helps you realize that forgiveness is an altruistic gift that you can give to others. Commit yourself to forgive. For instance, write about your forgiveness in a journal or a letter that you don't send or tell a friend. This helps with the decisional side of forgiveness, says Dr. Vanderweel. Finally, hold on to your forgiveness. This step is tough because memories of that will often recur. Forgiveness is not erasure, says Dr. Vanderweel. Rather, it's about changing your reaction to those memories. So the reason why we forgive is so that you can comfortably move forward in your life and be a happy and healthy person. Because if you never forgive, you stick with those feelings in your life, the feelings of anger and hatred, and you're never able to get past it. You're never able to be truly happy or move forward. It's actually pretty good quotes. When the bad feelings arise, remind yourself that you have forgiven and ultimately you want good for the offender. If needed, revisit your commitment by reading your journal entries or letters or recalling the shared conversation with a friend. Okay, so we're done with the power of forgiveness. I thought this was a fabulous article as far as giving me quotes to show why forgiveness is better than revenge for so many reasons. Health reasons as well. I mean, physical health reasons as well as mental health reasons. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.